Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, today's video I'm going to show you a simple way to calculate. Right, so here my opponent played e4, I played the move c6, and they played the move g3. So you know, in the card we always have to strike the center. So here my opponent, unfortunately, he has to take, or you can do something like this, which is still okay. But now if I take, he's going to take with the knight. So one thing that you must keep in mind is to take is a mistake. So how are we going to handle this situation? If we come here, my opponent can even just do something like this, then he's going to have the center, right? But it's actually okay, because we can just let him do that. We can come back, because we actually want him to play something like this to have an advantage a little bit, but we can simply come back right here. So this is the Caro-Kann type of way, right? So we don't have to worry as of now. We are still in the opening phase. Yes, I know. But there I'll take, yeah, I'll come here to develop this, because the pawn is actually controlling here, and we don't have to worry about this guy right here. Why? Because we can simply come here to attack this guy, or we can come here to attack there. So you just have to choose where do you want to attack, right? So as for me, I'm going to attack right here, because in future I can get a check. I mean, now if I take, my opponent, he has to respond. He has to respond to the message, because otherwise he's going to lose the knight. So now he must respond to the message, like, brother, are you there? And he said he's here. So now we can actually take, or we can threaten to take this knight. How are we going to take this knight? This knight is actually, it's actually hanging. The only square available for this knight is here, 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 here. Right, so we can actually target the knight. There's no way that white can block. I mean, he can block only by one way. If we come here, only when he does something like this, which in this case I'll be happy to take this pawn right here. So I'm just going to do this. I mean, he can do this, but still one of his pawns is actually going. Just to choose which one is going, right? So I have not yet developed all my full pieces, right? But I actually have an advantage in the opening. Yes, I know that to take out the queen is risky, but it's risky in a certain opening, not every opening. So here, if I take, right, I actually want my opponent to play his bishop, because there's no way he's going to do this. Even if he does that, it's actually bad for him, because he's weakening the king right there. So if he takes, it's actually good for me, because I'll be developing a bishop for free. Guys. So let's see what he's going to do. Yeah, my plan is simple. I'm up 2 pawns. I can trade as many pieces as I can. So here, if I come here, my opponent is going to come right there. So I don't want that, which is why this move is very, very, very important as of now, because I'm actually attacking the knight. So he has to respond to the knight, and we might get a free piece right there, just like what I said. So I'm going to take the pawn, and I'm going to pre-move the next move, and I'm up 3 pawns just from the opening. As you can see, guys, that my thinking is actually so simple, and we are using this thinking process together, and as you can see that we are actually punishing the opponent. So I would like to play a move like this, then I can castle. I mean, I'm up 3 pawns, right? So I'm going to come here, I'm ready to castle. Yeah, if my opponent tries something like this, I mean, I can go and give him a check here. He has to do something like this, then I can give him a check. I mean, we can even trade queens in this case. I'm actually happy to trade the queens, as you know that I don't like to trade the queens, But in this situation, I'll be very happy to trade the queens because I'm actually up with material. So now he didn't go there, which is still fine. I mean, I'm going to castle after all. I'm safe. Look at this king, very exposed. So now I just have to bring in this last guy right here to dominate the center. As you can see, the knight of my opponent is actually doing nothing. It's resting. It's not in the game. Okay, so my opponent would love to come here, but unfortunately he can't. You come with what piece? So now I'm actually threatening to come here. This is a very, very big move. But here my opponent must not blunder. Why am I saying must not blunder? Yes, it might seem as if it's just a normal move. Yes, we'll be just exchanging pieces, but it's actually bad for him. I think I just explained that few minutes ago. Let's see what he's going to play. My opponent sacrificed a piece, which is interesting. So here's what you need to know. When someone sacrificed his or her piece, it means there's actually something that they are getting from that trade. So here, if I take, he's simply just going to take, give me a check again, right? So I'm actually glad that this position has been played and with this type of position. So now it will be good for us to do some thinking right here. So if we take, to take is wrong. Remember what I told you, that to take is a mistake. If we take, right, I want you to visualize this. It's going to give me a check. I have to move, or it can even give me a check with this rook, but of which in this case I'll just take. So if I take, it's going to give me a check. Then it's going to take this guy right here, which is why I said to take is a mistake. So in this case, we are going to play simple. Remember the reason why I said we have to bring this knight here. It was to attack this guy, because this guy is actually a defender of this important square for us. Because remember that we need to give our opponent a checkmate. So here's what we are going to think. We are going to consider this move right here, of which our opponent, you won't be able to do anything from there. Or we can consider this move, but here, this move, my opponent can actually still take here. Yes, it can be like an exchange, but as for me, we are going to attack. The best way to defend is to attack. Always know that. Here, my opponent can't take, because it's not a trade. He's losing a piece. His sacrifice was good to get a pawn, but now he's being attacked twice, which is why I said best way to defend is to attack. Just simple chess. I mean, here there's nothing much that he can do. He's losing a piece at the end of the day, which is bad for him, because we are up. We have so many pawns. Our opponent doesn't. Just look at this knight. This knight is actually sleeping. It's doing nothing right there at the edge of the board. So yeah, I'm not going to do this, because it will be a trade. If I do this, if my opponent takes, I mean, he'll be happy. It's an exchange. So we don't want that. We are going to take with the knight. I mean, it's still a trade at the end of the day, but at least we got something, right? So my opponent came. It's putting pressure here. That's what it looks like. So here I can't play my knight. I would love to play a move like this, but in this case I can't play my knight, which is very sad. But I don't have another piece. You also have to ask yourself which piece is not doing the most. You see, like my opponent truly needs to play this guy. So as if we play here, it's actually a good move for us because we are actually creating these other weaknesses right there for my opponent to handle, of which it will help us in terms of giving checkmate. We don't need to worry about the bishop because it's a battery. Queen and bishop, they are together. Fine. So now we just have to see what our opponent is going to do. I mean, it's just GG's for us. I mean, they can try to come here maybe to attack this pawn, or they can come here, or they can go home. They just have to choose between those three. But I have this move, but my opponent is going to give me a check, and from here it will be bananas. We will truly have a checkmate. Believe me. So it's a fork, it's a good move. The only counter, yes, is this one, but still it's not good because we are actually still attacking the queen. So it's GG's. So these were like simple 24 moves, and I was like talking a lot, but that's basically it, guys. Like I said, we don't have to take. To take is a mistake. We started from here. When I said to take is a mistake, I mean everything was, it was just smooth. Let me try to show you also another example. Here my opponent, I think he also didn't take because it looks like he's also a subscriber or something, because he's Kenneth the beginner. He's also a subscriber or something because he knows that at least if we take here, he's actually helping us, which is also one thing. But from here, my opponent, I mean this knight has been here ever since. This knight didn't even do anything in the game, and it was GG's. Yeah, we actually missed a move here. Instead of playing this knight, you know, I mean, we could have tried something, even to bring in this guy, even if he's still early. It was okay. So if we must also keep in mind, if the queen was not here, we could have played a move like this to give a fork. Even a queen gives a fork. Okay, takes. That was another free pawn. So man, my opponent, he truly tried. He tried. I'm not going to lie. But from here, it was just GG's. Stay blessed.